It's like when they say you show up to Diddy's house because Diddy told you to go and be a party, but you don't realize. Well, and you say, "Yo, Diddy, where the is that?" And Diddy look at you, lick his lips. You're like you gotta understand what this is. Now, this is where I realize. And chat, I'm saying this obviously. No, hindsight's 2020. Like she was 19, clearly, but yo, I think this is where people usually say like a little street smarts is kind of important. Like you get to realize like, what you think you not like the nine of them.
At the studio, it's like they're only there for one reason. They want to leave with someone who's there. They're called studio hosts. That's just what they're called. And there are 9 women there. And we're like, that's weird. I thought we were here to work on music. And like, we were invited, like I was invited as...
Yo, chat, that don't sound crazy? Let me ask y'all a question, chat. If Drake right now is at the embassy, he's cooking up his, let's just say it's an EP, and he invites Tinashe over, you really think in 2024 he's finna be on a fucking track with fucking Tinashe? Hell fucking no, nigga. You get what I'm saying? Like, nigga, that nigga's trying to get some box. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, but of course, this is why, I urge all men who have sisters, even your girlfriend, cousins, your female cousins, you sometimes have to be there to be their barometer to check their naivete. Because a woman at times will walk herself into environments and situations based upon the word of someone that is clearly just not what it is. It's no way you could have went in that room and be like, oh yeah, I'm still here to work on music. You're 19, you haven't really accomplished anything. Maybe you have a little song, but to Kanye West, like Kanye has compared himself with like dead legends for millennia. You think that he is going to be like, I'm working with you? Come on.
As an artist and my manager. So I'm wearing like fucking double XL sweatpants and like a giant hoodie. I look like a fucking slob. And like, my manager's there in her usual suit, like black leggings, black zip up. Like we're just like, this is strange, but okay. And we walk in and there's all these ladies there wearing their club gear, and Kanye and Diddy are already like out of their fucking mind. Just like completely fucked up. Drunk, but probably something else. And we're like, okay, but like we were invited as artists. Like maybe these girls are gonna leave and we're gonna work on music. Like let's just walk in and just, yeah. Immediately I felt like there was something weird, because there's always drinks, there's always the vodka and the mixers just like sitting on the table. But we walk in and immediately, and Diddy hands me a drink, Kanye hands Lauren a drink, and we're like, that's weird. Why are they serving us? And I don't like to drink. Like I don't like alcohol. I don't like the way that it like makes me feel. It makes me feel sick. So, but my manager, since the beginning, she was just like, I know you don't like to drink, but if someone famous hands you something to drink, even if you don't want it, just like hold it and like pretend, because you don't want to seem rude. And I was like, okay. And it was like a vodka cranberry, and I was like, oh, gross. And so I'm just standing there with my back against the console, just like pretending to sip this drink. And I'm like, I'm not fucking drinking this. This is gross. And my manager was sitting across on this couch with Kanye's cousin, and then the other girls were sitting next to her. And immediately I was like, there's something fucking wrong. Like I couldn't explain it. I didn't know what to do. But I just like felt that there was something not right. But I didn't fucking know what to do. I was 19 years old, like just left home a year ago, new in the industry. Yeah, I didn't know what to do, but I knew that there was something wrong, basically. And I was standing there pretending to sip this drink, and my manager was sitting across from me. And, if you know about like my past and like us being together, like she's very much reserved. And people would always say like, oh, she's such a bitch. She has like a resting bitch face. And it's because she has like severe like social anxiety. Like she just wants to like sit in the corner and like tap on her phone and like not talk to anyone. So she's not a bitch, she's just very shy. And I see her across the room holding her drink. And it was weird because I noticed as I was standing there just kind of just like wondering what's going on, Diddy kept looking at me and Kanye kept looking at Lauren, and like they were exchanging glances. And I'm like, they're like watching me strangely. And I'm like, okay, let me pretend to drink. And like, I'm not actually doing it. Yeah, I didn't know what to do, but I knew that there was something wrong, basically. And I was standing there pretending.
Oh, my bad, chat. My bad. I was muted. I said, wait, is the Lauren Pisciota girl her manager?
Rude, and I was like, okay. And it was like a vodka cranberry, and I was like, oh, gross. And so I'm just standing there with my back against the console, just like pretending to sip this drink. And I'm like, I'm not fucking drinking this. This is gross. And my manager was sitting across on this couch with Kanye's cousin, and then the other girls were sitting next to her. And immediately I was like, there's something fucking wrong. Like, I couldn't explain it. I didn't know what to do. But I just like felt that there was something not right. But I didn't fucking know what to do. I was 19 years old, like just left home a year ago, new in the industry. Yeah, I didn't know what to do, but I knew that there was something wrong, basically. And I was standing there pretending to sip this drink, and my manager was sitting across from me. And, you know, if you know about like my past and like us being together, like she's very much reserved. And people would always say like, oh, she's such a bitch. She has like a resting bitch face. And it's because she has like a severe like social anxiety. Like she just wants to like sit in the corner and like tap on her phone and like not talk to anyone. So she's not a bitch. She's just very shy.
We're getting somewhere. That combo, I see you said put it at a faster speed. Now let's rock out. Like we gotta get into this.
And I see her across the room holding her drink. And it was weird because I noticed as I was standing there just kind of just like wondering what's going on, Diddy kept looking at me and Kanye kept looking at Lauren, and like they were exchanging glances. And I'm like, they're like watching me strangely. Okay. And I'm like, okay, let me pretend to drink. And like, I'm not actually doing it. And like that seemed to like make them happy, like me like pretending to like join in. And immediately I'm like, there's something fucking in this drink. There's something in this drink. And I didn't know what to do. And I like, my manager was like across the room, but like close enough, but like not next to me. So I couldn't like whisper to her, but I wanted to tell her, I'm like, hey, don't fucking drink this. There's something wrong with this, but I couldn't. So I reached.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, bro. Like, well, actually, you know, obviously I wasn't there, so. So the drink was laced. Laced with what? Really? Now, again, I'm not saying she lying. By the way, even though she's clearly saying she was assuming, right, that the drink was laced. Y'all are in, even though it's a studio, a social setting. They poured y'all drinks, which even though, granted, I guess there was pressure for you to take it. You could have said no, I don't drink, or I don't want to drink. You take the drink. And you said every time you sipped it, it looked like it made everyone happy. Well, it's kind of also probably normal if they're like, yo, we're all sipping in here, that if you're not being the one weirdo that's not drinking. Now, like all these stories coming out with, yo, everybody's like, I'm wondering, what is the lace your drink drug that everybody's using? I think it's definitely alcohol probably in there, right? Like, well, it's vodka and whatever. Maybe they were just trying to make sure you were, because drinking sometimes is a social type of thing. If you're around a bunch of people and everybody's vibing, talking, side conversations happening, people blah blah blah. If one person seems to just not be participating in anything, you kind of feel like, what the fuck are they doing, right? Again, I'm asking that question because she obviously is about to pretty much say that she believes that she got laced drinks. But I'm like, maybe they were just looking at you because they were like, why are you not drinking with everybody else? Or is that too much of a simpleton thought? I don't know. I'm just, I don't know.
For my phone, and I start to.
Now, thank you, Joey. No, thank you for saying that. Joey says, well, she wasn't 21, she was 19. Granted, great point. She's 19. I think that's even more the reason why she shouldn't take this drink. But also, granted, Kanye or not Drake, Kanye or Diddy shouldn't have given her a drink. She's underage, right?
Type, and Kanye takes the phone out of my hands and he's like, who are you texting? Like, you don't need to text anyone. Like, we're having a party. And I was like, okay. And he like puts it on one of the speakers, and I'm like, fuck. Now what do I do? Like, I don't know what to do. And I see my manager take a sip, and I'm like, fuck. Like, fuck. Now what do I do? And then I see her take another sip. 2 sips out of this little vodka cranberry cup. And I'm like, oh, what do I do? 2 sips, and I watch her face flush. And all of a sudden, like, I look over and she's speaking really loud and like making jokes. And I'm like, whoa, like, this isn't her. Like, she doesn't make jokes. She's fucking terrified of people. Like, she doesn't even talk. And I was like, it's already hitting her. Like, 100%, I just knew that the drinks were all laced with something.
This is the problem when if y'all thought y'all got drugged and shit like that, and by the way, for I know there's females who watch me. If you're a woman and you think you got drugged, please go to the hospital. Please go get checked. Because number one, that's a very dangerous thing. Anything could happen to you, right? Like if someone actually drugged you, right? Like to make you out of your mind, right? I don't think put it like this. Your manager is in the room with Kanye and Diddy. You probably are going to see her trying to be as social as possible because this is the 2 biggest fucking artists in the world. She's not going to just sit there and keep eyesing you looking weird. She's trying to make shit happen. If it's your manager, whether it's a male or a female. Like if I'm an artist, I'm in a room with Beyonce and Rihanna. Yo, say I'm the cool reserved person, bro. You better make some shit shake. Again, I'm not trying to say I don't believe her type shit. I'm just saying it would kind of make sense why your manager is now trying to get some attention about. It's not really about her. It's about y'all situation. You're an artist who wants to link with these 2 artists, right? So you're telling me you thought she took 2 sips and she's just out of it? Okay, all right. I'm rocking. I'm going with this.
And she starts like almost being like belligerent a little bit, but not in like a crazy way, just like really enjoying herself. And I'm like, that's not her. That's not her. She doesn't even want to be here. Like, this is weird. And all of a sudden she like dismisses the studio host. Like, she's like, you can leave. And I'm like, oh my God, like what's going on? And the girls file out. They go to like a different studio, or they go somewhere. And I'm like, I have to do something. I have to do something. What do I do? And I go to get my phone where Kanye put it on one of the speakers. And as I'm going to get it, I turn and my manager's walking out. And I'm like, no. Like, where are you going? I'm already seeing people being like, this is cap. What do I have to gain? Let me just ask you, what do I have to gain? I'm in a fucking farm in the middle of nowhere. I'm not in the industry anymore. I'm not filing a lawsuit, so I'm not getting paid. I'm not looking for clout, because who gives a fuck about me? So why would I lie about this? This has been 9.5 years since this happened to me. Why would I? Let me go on. Whatever. Yeah, so I see her start to leave. And I'm like, where are you going? And she's like, it's fine, I'm just going to the bathroom. And I was like, no, stay. And she's like, it's right there, I'm just gonna go to the bathroom. And I was like, okay. And she walks out. And all of a sudden,
most girls would have said, "Okay, let's go to the bathroom." That's like a very normal. If you ever hung out with multiple girls, it's very normal. Everybody knows that's where girls do their powwow. They either plan like, all right, hey, listen, we're not fucking none of these lame ass niggas. Let's make up this excuse. You go with this. We're gonna call the Uber. We're out of this bitch. Or they're gonna be like, yo, I'm feeling him. Yo, I think I'm gonna go back with him. What are you about to do? Okay, cool. That's how girls do their thing. Like, I'm not blaming her, obviously, but I'm wondering why she didn't go to the bathroom with her friend. You should go to the bathroom with your friend. Like, why would you just stay in the room when your friend is going to the bathroom? That's like the girl thing to do. Hey, I'm going to her to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Okay.
I realize that I'm in this studio. The music's low, the lights are dim, but you can still like see everything. And I realized
Now,
that
the story gets a little bit odd as I'm listening to it. Where are the other 9 studio whores? Remember the studio whores that were there? What happened to them? Did they just disappear? Because now we're hearing everything just like if it's 4 people or 5 people or whatever. Like that Lauren girl, her manager, her, and Kanye and Diddy. What happened to the other whores?
I'm in the studio with Diddy and Kanye, and they're both off their shit. And there's 3 other men, an executive that works with Kanye, his engineer, and his cousin, and me. Alone. And I'm like,
What happened to the studio whores?
oh, fuck. Okay. And I haven't...
Oh, they got dismissed. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize, Chad. I apologize. Thank you for giving me that information. I didn't know. 100% apologize.
started freaking out yet. Like, I know what the situation is. I know...
Okay, so I guess she was there alone.
Like, I know this is a bad place to be in, but I don't really feel scared yet, you know? Like, because I'm like, there's other people around. There's other men around, and I know them. Like, I've known them for a while. Like, nothing bad's going to happen. And I'm standing there, and I realize that so this is, like, a pretty, like, sizable studio. There's, like, the glass doors, the couch there, a console, another console, the screen, all of that. But it's, like, it's pretty big, but you can still see and talk to everyone easily. And I realize that I'm standing really close to the exit. And it's a glass door, and it opens in. And I'm standing pretty close to it. And I realize all of a sudden that Kanye and Diddy have realized that I'm the only girl in the room. And they're like fucked out of their minds. And they start coming towards me, and they're like, don't you want to take your clothes off? Like, it's so hot in here. And I'm like, no, fine. I'm fine like this. And they're like, come on, like, it's just us. Like, we're all just friends. Like, let us just, like, see, like, how you look. And I'm like, okay, I'm fine. And, like, I still haven't gotten scared yet, you know? Like, I'm still, like, this is a bad situation. I'm creeped out, but, like, there's no reason to panic. There's other men here. Hold on a second. Real-time feedback. Yeah, so they're coming towards me, and I'm like, okay, this is fucked. I don't know where my manager is. I don't know where anyone is. And they're coming towards me more, and they're trying to, like, take my clothes off. And I'm like at that point where I'm like, this is not good, but I'm like still trying to like play it off. Just like, stop, you guys are fucking stupid. Like, get out of here. Like, don't touch me. Like a little bit scared.
She's getting texts and calls.
Did this just freeze? Okay, no, it's back. Okay, so let me just get to the point. So they start trying, like, they're like pawing at me. Like, they're both drunk, probably on something else. And I start to get a little bit apprehensive because I'm pretty much like backed up against the wall. Like, there's only one exit, and I'm pressed up against this door. And I'm still not completely terrified yet, but I'm like, you guys stop. Like, stop. And they're getting to the point where they have like ripped my shirt off. And like, I'm like almost fully exposed at this point, and they're both coming at me, and I'm like, you guys, like, seriously, this isn't funny anymore. And I look to my left where his executive is. Like, we know him pretty well. Like, we've been around him a lot. He's literally 3 feet away from me. Like, if I reached and he reached too, like, we could touch. Like, he's that close. And I look and I'm like, hey, like, I give that look where I'm just like, come on, like, step in. Like, this isn't cool. Like, you're a grown man. Like, you're like 50 years old. I know you have a family. Like, you know this isn't right. Like, do something. And this is the part that for as long as I live, I will never fucking forget. It isn't actually the aspect of being sexually assaulted. That's not what haunts me. It's this. It's as these 2 grown men were pawing at me, trying to take my clothes off, I look over to this man asking for help, and I literally mouth the word help. And we lock eyes. And he looks away. I'm like, okay, there's still 2 more men in the room. And I look to his engineer next, who's sitting right next to him. And I know that he's married and he just had a little baby girl. And I'm like, okay, he's going to do something. And I look at him next and I'm like, okay, like, do something, say something, do anything. And he looks down at his phone and starts texting. And then I was like, oh, fuck. I look at Kanye's cousin next. And I'm like, do something, you know, like, fucking do something. And he spins his chair around. And that's when that, like, gut-wrenching fear set in. And I was like, oh, shit. No one's fucking saving me tonight. No one's gonna do anything. No one's gonna do fucking anything. And that's when I was truly fucking scared. At this point, they had ripped my shirt off and they were trying to get my pants off. And I realized that I was completely alone. And I closed my eyes for a second. And I was like, God help me. What do I do? And as my eyes were closed, this is going to sound weird because I bet a lot of you are wondering, like, how the fuck did you get out of this situation? My eyes were closed and I prayed and I said, God help me, what do I do? And it was like clear as day. I heard this in my head and it didn't make any sense. I heard, go towards them. And I was like, oh, fucking great. The one time I asked God for help, Satan answers, because why the fuck would I go towards these 2 predators who are sexually assaulting me? Like, why would I do that? And then all of a sudden it clicked. My back was up against the glass wall. I could not go any further back. That was the only exit. He said, go towards them. They were already drunk off their shit. They were fucked up. So I lunged forward. I stepped forward and it, like, threw them off balance. Like, they were like, oh, you know, and, like, they stepped back at least 1.5 feet. And the moment that they did, I reached behind my back, I pulled the door and I slipped out, grabbing my clothes. And I ran across the hall, across this corridor, and I hid inside of an empty studio that was black. And I sat there for like 20-25 minutes, just like crying, like, what the fuck do I do? And I'm texting my manager and she's not answering. And eventually, I don't think I'm supposed to say this next part because it could hurt her case, but basically everything she fucking said is true, basically, because what I saw next, I fucking saw it. I was the only one who wasn't drugged. I was the only one who didn't drink their drinks, whatever it is. I was the only one. So I saw what happened next and who was involved. And that's why I'm a part of this lawsuit and, like, named in it. And yeah, it just, that, I mean, I got us both out and I got us in an Uber, and she obviously didn't remember anything because she was drugged and I wasn't. And apart from the aspect of, you know, looking for help and they turned away, the only other thing that really, really fucks with me is, what about all those other girls that were there? Those 9 other girls who were drinking the drinks before we even got there. Like, I know none of them got out. I know none of them got saved that night. And I'm like, do they even fucking remember? Do they even know what happened to them? Moral of the fucking story, stay out of the industry. If you have daughters, make sure to tell them that their idols, they should never meet, and to never fucking go to the studio with anyone, even if you're invited there as an artist, unless you have a bodyguard with you. You know, I thought I'd feel better after telling that story, but I really don't. But I guess the point is that, I mean, the same shit happened with Cassie. As soon as she said what happened, no one believed her, and they gave her so much shit. And it wasn't until videos came out and more people stepped forward that people were like, oh, she was telling the truth. And I'm here to warn you guys that more people are going to come forward. So believe her when she's talking right now. Because it's the truth. You know I have nothing to gain from this. If anything, I'm making myself a bit of a target for shit that could come. And I hope that's not the case.
Chat. Wait, let me keep playing though.
Yeah. Anyway, that's one of the main reasons that I almost lost my love for music, and I got the fuck out of that place. Because I was so lucky. I could have had it a lot worse. A lot worse shit could have happened. I could have drank that drink, and who knows what could have happened. So I'm very blessed and very lucky that I got out of that situation. But I feel so bad for the women who I saw in that studio that night that didn't get out. And I pray for them every day because I always think about it. So yeah. God, strike me down right now if I'm lying. So, I don't know if that resonated with any of you or was a good idea to tell that story, but yeah. Women, support the truth. And I'm very blessed that I am where I am, and I got the fuck out, and I'm living on a farm now surrounded by goats. God protected me. But anyway, that was the G-rated story, and I'm not ever going to tell anyone the other story because it wouldn't do anyone any good. But yeah, I hope you guys.
Okay. So I'm going back to this lawsuit. She said she was named in it. The only part that I see that I just hit like a control F find search of a studio. If I search studio, it says studio album. Then it says this. Another example of blah 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 was Soho Warehouse in L.A. in early 2002. Not 2002, 2022. During the studio session, a male and female guests arrived. He asked the male guest if he would allow him to have sex with a female guest. Ye told the male guest that in exchange for allowing him to have sex with a woman, the male guest could have sex with the plaintiff. In an effort to persuade the male guest, Kanye stated, "Yo, plaintiff got great pussy." Again, the defendant was insinuating that he had previously had sex with the plaintiff. Huh. Sound like this might be is this it? Or was it another part that you think she was mentioned? So if this is what it is, it looks like maybe Kanye and Diddy were probably trying to trade girls. Kanye was saying to Diddy, yo, you could fuck my assistant. I fucked her. She got great pussy. Right? And Diddy maybe Diddy was talking about this. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm confused. Ava says, yo, she's lying, Act. Why you even trying to make sense? She claiming they never met before. What? Somebody said, look up her name in the case. I did. Her name is not mentioned. So her name is Niykee. What's her name? Is it Nike? Niykee Heaton. Okay. Oh, it's Niy. Okay. Let me look it up. I'm hitting the search thing. Niy. Yeah, Niy. No. Heaton. I don't think she's mentioned in there. So that's her stage name. Look up her real name. Her real name is Nicolette, right? Nicolette. I'll look up Nicolette. I don't think she's mentioned. No. Yeah, there's Nick is only mentioned, or NIC, or NIC. Nah, she might be mentioned because I don't think this is a scan copy that I think that they think they're deciphering all the thing, because look, this is not NIC right here. Well, this is NIC communication, but the last thing participated is not NIC. So maybe she is mentioned. Maybe she's mentioned in here. Okay, let me see if I could. Did she tell what year it was? Oh, it was 2014. Oh, she said 9 years ago. Okay. Thank you for that. If it's 2014, no, none of this shit is there. I thought this Lauren woman only sued him for like shit that she mentioned when she met the nigga. She said it wasn't that long ago. Let me see. She worked in the industry for 15 years, and I'm trying to see when they knew each other. He hired her for $1 million in 2021. I don't think so. I mean, I have the lawsuit. This might be some cap. Where? I can't see it. Does anyone know what she's talking about then? Yeah, I can't see anything. Okay, maybe an actual journalist did the fact check in here. Let me see. Who is she? All right. After we get past who she is, what they should do is bring up why she's upset at Diddy. Not Diddy. I mean Kanye. Okay, that's just who is she. Let's go here and here. Okay. So she was on a song with Migos and OG Parker in 2014, and Ye invited her for music. She claims that Yeah, I feel like we just sat through that fucking 25-minute whole story and we can't find anything that's gonna help us. Yeah. Where is she mentioned in a lawsuit? Look on Reddit. Mm-mm. Oh, hip hop. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, my monitor just went blank just now. What the hell? Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Not gonna say she's necessarily lying or nothing like that. However, truth be told, I just can't find anything to show that she was mentioned in the lawsuit, even though she claimed she was. Nah, fuck that. It's all good. Okay. All right. All good, people. Again, these are all allegations. It's kind of interesting that I've seen now they're trying to link Kanye to like some Diddy shit. You know, again, I've known Kanye, not known him personally, but I've heard about Kanye as a freaky nigga. But freaky doesn't mean a nigga who is doing SA or doing anything that's illegal. Um, and even by the way, in the lawsuit filed by Lauren Pisciotta, apparently she kind of hints at sexual assault, but she doesn't really accuse him of it. She accused him of more of sexual harassment. Um, but yeah, this woman is coming out to say, "Oh yeah, I've been around that nigga. He's on some freaky ass nigga shit." Okay, okay. Let's see. This woman is. Oh, so she was the manager of
So after all the Diddy stuff came out, now we have Niykee Heaton. She's like a songwriter, you feel me, and stuff like that. She came out to speak about someone else who, you feel me, could have possibly SA'd her. I don't want to say the word. And man, honestly, I'm glad that all these people, women, are stepping up, exposing like the predators that are higher up that take advantage of these women. But man, like I'm not trying to downplay it, but it's just crazy, bro. Like it's really crazy. And like I ain't gonna lie, before I always thought to myself, why do they never like speak up about the situation? But then I realized in this day, in this day and age, which is the truth, this day and age for women, if they like try and expose something like that, like a lot of men will call them out their name. Oh, they're lying. They're doing it for money. This, that. And the thing is, a lot are. So the ones that are truly going through these situations, they get in these messed up predicaments where it's like the ones who lied and like told all these fake things, like now they think every single girl or woman with those exact circumstances, they're lying just like the other one. So, hey, especially if that man is really loved. But man, I don't know. Let me know how you guys feel about everything in the comments below. It's your boy Big Act News. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I am